Hey everyone, welcome to this 1 hour stretching class. I really enjoyed this class, but unfortunately my phone stopped working after 15 minutes of recording. So part of this class, the audio will not be as good and the quality of the video will not be as good, but most of the class is with your eyes closed anyway. So I really hope that you're okay with this first 15 minutes being recorded in the right way and then the rest of it being the Zoom recording, because luckily I did record it on Zoom as well. Enjoy and take care of yourself. See you again soon. Bye. Find a comfortable seat and make sure you're supported wherever you need it. So grab maybe some props, some pillows, and maybe a block underneath your knees if that feels nice. Let your spine be nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down. Relax your face. Close your eyes. And take a moment here to adjust so that you really feel comfortable. And then tune inwards. By closing the eyes, we remove a lot of the input. So either the thoughts will go wild, which is normal, or you can tune it into wherever you want to focus on. So if you imagine looking at where you're sitting right now, as if you're looking from the inside of your body, the sit bones on the floor, the ankles, maybe the shins or the sides of your legs, depending on how you're sitting. And imagine making those points a little bit softer, a little bit more relaxed. Like you're surrendering into them. Find your breath. See if you can make it a little bit slower and a little bit deeper without forcing it too much. So allow it to be still quite comfortable. In and out through the nose to your low belly. If it helps you, you can place one hand on your belly. And then start to feel the length of your spine. As you're inhaling, imagine your crown of your head growing up to the sun or to the sky. It's dark right now. And the exhales help to soften your shoulders, your face, your hips even more. A few more just like that, using the breath, the qualities of the breath. Inhaling length, exhaling softness. Notice where your thoughts go and bring them back every time to your breath. And you'll start to notice maybe what happens either in your body or your mind or your emotions. Becoming still allows for your inner self to really come through. And sometimes we're too busy to listen, or we stay busy not to have to feel or listen. Taking this yoga class to be that moment. You can follow my guidelines or my suggestions, but this is about you tuning in and listening to yourself. Allowing whatever is to be here with us. One more slow, deep breath. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your palms together in front of your heart, pushing the thumbs slightly into the sternum, the chest bone, and pushing the sternum back into the thumbs. So you're really sitting up nice and straight. We'll open class together with one Om. If you want to join in, that would be awesome. If you prefer to listen, that's also great. Take a deep inhale. Bow your forehead to your fingers. Take another deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Slowly lift your head, but keep your eyes closed if you can. Release your arms down. Stay in this seated position. If you need to shuffle or adjust a little bit, you can. And then keep your shoulders straight and your spine long, but allow your right ear to come to your right shoulder. You might feel a stretch already on the left side of your neck, and then start to turn your chin towards your right shoulder a little bit more so that it's more the back side that you're stretching. If that feels good, stay here. If you feel like you need to adjust to search for the point that is perfect for you, you can do that. And if you like to intensify, you can use your right arm around your head towards your left ear to slowly push your head into your arm, into your hand, rather than pulling down. If the arm is too much, just leave it down. Slow, deep breaths here. Trying to find a point where you can still breathe and be, but where you feel the nice stretch. Especially if you're sitting a lot or working from home, maybe not in the best position. This upper neck and shoulder area can be quite tense. Slow, deep breaths. One more. And slowly release the arm down. If you had it, bring the head back to center. And you can release your neck a little bit by just twisting left to right. You might hear little cracks in your neck. Should be okay. Or doing something else if that feels better to you to release. And then come back to center. Again, letting your left ear now come to your left shoulder. And then maybe turning your chin slightly down towards your chest, towards your shoulder, so you feel it more in the back. Or if on the other side it felt better for you to just stretch the side, that's okay too. Close your eyes if you open them for a moment. And then if you want to use the left arm, you can place it around your head towards your right ear. And push your head back into it a little bit so the muscles are engaged. And from there, you'll get an active stretch. If that feels too intense, leave the arm down and just use the gravity, the weight of the head to offer that stretch for you. Keeping the shoulder relaxed, especially the right shoulder. And checking in with wherever you feel it today. It can be different every day, every week. Remember the breath as your guideline, your focus point. One more breath here. And then slowly release the arm if you had it. Bring the head back up to center. Take a moment to slowly release. Maybe just turning the head left to right if that feels good. Or something else if that feels needed. Especially with the neck. So many different people have so many different things that feel good or don't feel good. So always listen to yourself, whatever class you take. If you're not sitting in cross-legged, come sit in cross-legged position. I'm gonna move back to my mat now. Extend your arms sideways and let your fingertips rest on the floor. Try and stay seated on your sit bones, so you're not leaning forward too much. You're in neutral position. Then raise your left arm. Make yourself really tall. As you exhale, move over to the right while keeping your left sit bone on the floor. So it's not about how far you can go. Roly-polies. It's about stretching your left side body. Use your right hand on the floor to support yourself. You can move it a little bit further away if that feels good. And really try and stretch your whole side from your fingertips to your left side hip point. Do what with your neck, what feels right for you. Maybe you're looking up, maybe you're looking straight forward, maybe you're looking down, depending on your neck. Remember, the bottom shoulder is away from your ear. Find your breath. And really imagine breathing into your left lung, your left ribs, expanding and stretching up. One more breath here. Slowly come back to center. Make your spine long first. Reset if that feels good. And then go for the other side. If you want to, swap the leg that is in front, just for fun. Reach your right arm up. Make yourself tall first. And then as you exhale, bend sideways. Maybe move your hand away from you. Remember the left shoulder away from the ear. And focus on that side stretch from your fingertips to your right hip point, using the bottom arm to push back. So your right buttock, your right sit bone is on the floor still. Keep your neck long so your head is not hanging forward too much. And choose if you're looking down or straight forward or up. Close your eyes if you can. And bring your inner eye to your right lung, your right ribs, maybe even your armpit. Try and stretch it out. One more breath here. Slowly come back up. Take a moment to release. I like to do this by slow twists without using the arms. Good. And then just walk your arms forward while you're staying seated and fold forward. You might not be able to see me in the screen. I'll move back a bit. So maybe you're just sitting with a rounded spine. If you're a little bit more stiff, you might just be here. If you're a little bit more flexible, you might rest your forehead on the ground. But try and bring your awareness to your sit bones and keep them on the floor. So if you're like this, there's no point. Keep your butt on the floor. So I'm actually not going to put my head down for this one today. Using the arms to push back a little bit. Rounding the spine, maybe you'll feel the hips. Slow, deep breaths. Now observe where you feel this. Again, without judgment, just feeling, taking note so we can stay aware of those points. Slowly come back up. Switch your legs and we'll do the same thing. Just because that aims at the hips a little bit more, So we're switching it up as well. So we're not doing one side more than the other. Maybe this is much easier. Maybe it's much more stiff. Both are okay. It's not a competition, not even with yourself. Folding forward, maybe using your arms to push yourself back slightly so you're not rolling forward too far. One more breath. Come back up and then come to hands and knees. I like to grab a pillow here so that my knees are not getting sore, and have your blocks nearby, especially if you're a little bit more stiff, or if you don't have blocks, use a little chair or a wall for wobbliness. Pull up your leggings. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Pull your belly in slightly so you're engaged, really actively pushing the arms down for a few cat-cows to wake up the spine a little bit more. Rounding on the exhale, feel free to do your own pace. Just finding the extremes. How far can your spine move in both directions? Hollow on the inhale, really pulling the shoulders back. And trying to move the hips first and the head last. Like it's a wave going through your spine with every movement. If that feels impossible, it's okay. Just do what you can. A few more. And then after the next rounded spine, come back to neutral. So take your time to finish your sequence. And then neutral again. Bring your left foot forward. Step it in between the hands. You might need to creep it forward a little bit. Then lean your hips forward. So you're stretching. Maybe you feel this mostly in the hamstrings here, or maybe you feel it more in the front of the right hip and the right thigh. If it's too much, you can use blocks here underneath your hands. Or if you don't have blocks, you can also use your elbow on your knee. You can do with the back foot whatever feels good to you. Depending on your knee, it might feel better to have it flat or to have it up. Take a moment to tune into your hips. Close your eyes if you can. Again, by closing your eyes, there is less input from what is around you, especially when you're practicing at home or not in peaceful white-walled yoga studios. So it helps to tune into yourself by closing off to whatever is outside of you. And since we're not moving very fast anyway, you can close your eyes. You won't miss anything. Feel where you're feeling this the most. Is it the right leg or the left leg? Can you maybe try and neutralize the hips by pulling the left hip slightly back and the right hip slightly away from the floor, so you're not sinking too far into the right side? Slow, deep breaths. Try and keep your spine long here. So the inhales help to lengthen and the exhales help to soften, just like when we were sitting at the beginning of class. If you like an active stretch and a little bit more, you can always squeeze your front foot towards your back knee to activate the muscles a little bit more, and that will make it more intense probably. From here, lean your hips back. You can keep your eyes closed if you know the shapes for hamstring stretch, or you can open your eyes if you want to take a peek. Straighten your right leg as much as possible. It's okay to keep the knee slightly bent, especially if, of course, if you're a little bit stiff, then it happens automatically, but especially if you're hyper flexible in some points, it's good to bend the knee slightly. I have my hands on blocks. I've moved the blocks a little bit back. So if your hands are on the floor, you can move them back, or you can have your hands on your hips if the floor is out of reach and you don't have blocks. Try and inhale, stick your booty back and pull your shoulders away from your ears. So you're popping your booty back, and then on the exhale, fold a little bit more. If you like the intense version, pull your toes towards your kneecap and push your foot down into the floor and pull it slightly towards you as if you're trying to take your sock off without using your hand. All these activations are not necessary. If you're already feeling the stretch really actively, you don't have to do those parts. But there's some hyper flexible active yogis in here today, so I'm giving you all the options. Find your breath again. If you want, close your eyes. A few more. Lift your head, look forward, open your eyes if you had them closed. For this next one, it might be good to actually have a pillow underneath your right knee. We'll see. Bend your front knee, lean your arms back to the front, place your left elbow on your left knee. Now you're gonna look at my back, but I'm sure you'll be able to see what you need to. Your back foot is gonna go towards the side of your mat. So your right foot is on the left side of your mat. We're gonna do a mini version of Warrior 2. So we're staying low, but we're opening the hips, so you're facing the side. You're no longer looking to the front. And try and really not stick your butt back here, but tuck your tailbone. So you're really feeling it on the inside of the right leg, and maybe also on the inside of the left leg. This is left. Inside of the left leg, maybe also the inside of the right. Elbow can stay on here, and then you can reach your right arm sort of up, but in line with the other arm. So it's not as up as you might think. Shoulders away from your ears. Maybe you're looking up or forward or down, depending on your neck today. Lean your weight towards your left knee. So bend it a little bit more if you can. Engage your core. Slow, deep breaths. If you like to challenge yourself, see if you can float your left elbow off your knee. So there's no leaning. The core is doing everything. You don't have to keep it there. If you don't like a challenge, you can keep it down. Inhale here. Exhale, come up onto your right knee and turn your left foot in. This is actually really dumb. I should have started with the other leg so you're not watching my back. I'll turn around so you see the front. That's better. Hello. So your weight is on top of your right knee and the left leg is extended out. Yeah? The foot is facing forward if you can. Knee not overextended. Let's do our side stretch here first. Reach your arms out sideways. Inhale. Go towards the right. Exhale. You can either have your hand on your hip and just make this a straight line from your fingertips to your knee, or if you can reach the floor or use a block, bring your right arm down for something like half moon pose. Remember here, it's very easy to throw your ribs out. Keep them in slightly. So we're stretching the side body. Slow breaths. Shoulders away from your ears. Keep your neck in line with your body. So lean your head back a little bit. Not too much forward. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. Inhale here. As you exhale, come back up using your core. We'll go the other way. Left hand on your left leg, right arm up like a ballerina, and then maybe over. And again, don't pop your ribs out here. They want to cheat, but we're not letting them. It's like you're wearing a slight corset. Pull them in, reach over and feel the side body stretch. Maybe looking up if possible for your neck. And then slowly come back. That can feel quite intense. And come back to hands and knees. So you're turning back to the front and then moving your leg back. I'm gonna go back to the normal way so we are okay for the next side. If it feels good, you can pop your hips by lifting them up and sideways, or just moving the back around. And then step your right leg forward. Move the foot forward as much as possible for you. Maybe use blocks underneath your hands. One arm on each side of the leg for this one. Make your spine long, lean your hips forward, and really feel the shoulders pulling back away. So this is not a sad, hunched position, but it's a proud position. Slow, deep breaths. If you want to put your elbow, by the way, on your knee, I didn't say it on this side, but you always can if it's too far down to touch the floor. And find again that balance in your hips. So maybe close your eyes and start to feel the right hip pulling back. So you're neutralizing and intensifying. If you like, squeeze your feet or your foot and your knee towards each other to activate the hamstrings a little bit more. And just observe what comes up. Do you enjoy the stretching, or does this slow class make you a little bit fidgety or busy in your mind? There's no judgments. We're just observing our patterns to learn from them. There's no one thing better than the other. Bring your hips back, straighten your front leg, find your hamstring stretch, hands move next to your knee. If you want, pull your toes towards your kneecap, so you're really activating the calf muscles as well. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Try and stick your booty back. If you can't touch the floor, hands on your hips, same thing, popping your booty, and then leaning slightly forward. Keep using the breath to lengthen on every inhale and fold a little bit more on every exhale. If this feels super easy, maybe pull your toes in more, maybe push your heel, your front heel down into the floor and a little bit towards your knee, as if you're pulling your sock off. Feel the hamstring, the whole back of the right side, stretching and waking up. Notice if there's any judgments about how far you're going, for example. We always seem to think that you need to be super flexible to do yoga, when the point is actually that you will become more flexible automatically by practicing. So it's not better if you are more flexible. It might be a little bit more easy for certain poses, but those are not the poses we're doing today anyway. So there's no benefit. It's just about you and your body in this moment. Look forward, bend your front knee again. Place your right elbow on your right knee. Turn your left foot now to the outside edge, surfboard, to the right side of your mat. And then open up to the side. Maybe you'll hear your hip popping. You might feel this very strongly on the inner seam of your right leg, also on the left leg. But you can use your arm, your elbow, to push the leg a little bit backwards. So there's more of that open stretch. Lift your left arm up into that T shape of your body. So it's not all the way up, That will come later. This is more just length. Feel your core engaged. Feel your legs engaged. Maybe bend your right knee a little bit more, leaning towards the front of the mat. Do with your head what feels right. Maybe looking down, maybe looking up. Find your breath. If you liked it on the other side, you can try and float your right arm off your knee. So it's more core, more leg strength. And then slowly push your foot into the floor, come up and straighten your right leg. Turn the feet to face in the same direction as your nose. Hands can be on your hips for a moment just to check in with how that setup is feeling. Right leg is straight. Bring your weight over onto your left knee. So you might have to pull it in a little bit so you're balanced. Arms out to the side, inhale. We're going to go to the left first. So left hand either on your hip, right arm up, or if you can reach, left arm on the floor, right arm up. Remember, we're not popping the ribs here, so pull it in slightly. If we were in an actual class together, I would come over and slightly poke you in the belly to really make you feel that feeling. If you've taken class with me before, you know what I'm talking about, so it might be easier to feel now. Find your neck position that feels good for you today. Slow, deep breaths. As you inhale, come back up. We'll go the other way. The other way is much more intense, I find. Rest your hand on your knee. Left arm goes up or maybe over. And again, the natural way of doing this is like a back bend to make it easier on your body. So pull the ribs in and then find a side stretch. And now you're really squishing this right side. So remember that you're still wanting to breathe. And if it feels too intense, go a little bit back. One more breath. Slowly come back up. Come back to hands and knees. Crawling back to the front. Take a moment to pop your hips. Maybe shake it out for your spine because that side bend is quite intense. Whew. And then come to a forward bend. So step your feet forward and make them a little bit wider. So make them as wide as your mat. Then allow your head to hang, your arms to hang. If your arms are touching the floor, you can grab opposite elbows so you're still hanging. Shake out your head, shake no, and yes. So you're sure that your head is hanging down and not still slightly active, trying to interfere with what you're doing. Lean your weight a little bit towards your toes. So you're leaning more forward. You can sway here or move if that feels good to you. Bend one knee and bend the other, or stay really still if that feels better. You are in charge. Slow, deep breaths. You don't have to straighten your knees. If you can, try and straighten them a little bit, but don't overdo it. So don't hyperextend them. More important is that you lean your weight slightly forward, and that will automatically stretch your hamstrings more. It might also feel a little bit scary because it feels like you're going to fall on your head. So you can have your arms ready to catch you, preferably not actually on the floor, because that will lift weight away from your legs.
but do what feels good to you today. One more breath. And then slowly look forward first. Turn your heels in. Find a squat position. If your knees are easily hurt, either sit on a block or sit on the floor. I always say this, don't do this squat position if you have knee injuries or have just sore knees. It's no fun with them, so make it nice for yourself. Arms on the insides of your knees, pushing them slightly open. I'm going to turn to you. Hold on. Better to see it this way. So we're pushing the knees open, but at the same time, try and imagine your knees, your legs, are notenkraker, like pulling towards each other. I don't know the word. So we're squeezing the knees towards the elbows, and the elbows are pushing out. There is tension there. Then from there, try and make your spine longer. Nutcracker, of course, it's a ballet. I should know that word. Keep your spine long. Close your eyes. And again, see if closing the eyes can help with looking from the inside, looking at your hips. Does it feel okay? Looking at your low back, do you feel anything there? Like you're doing a mechanic check, like you're a car and you're getting your yearly checkup. Is everything still running smoothly here? Or do we need to adjust something? And you don't have to know what's inside. You don't have to actually think about the parts. You will feel it. Or if you don't feel anything, it's fine too. Just go by your emotions. You're a very intuitive mechanic today. Maybe you'll start to feel burning in your shins and in your calf muscles. I get that a lot in this pose. That's okay. It's part of it. One more breath. And then slowly bring your butt to the floor if you can and you dare to without arms. Do it. But if that's too scary, you can use your hands. Extend your legs out. Ooh. Give your legs a moment to shake. Extend them forward. We'll do this. Will we? No, we'll do that other one first that I wanted to do. Widen your legs out. Doesn't have to be split wide, okay? It's not a competition. Again, I keep saying this, but just a reminder. If your knees or your hams, if your knees are sore or your hamstrings are tight, use something underneath your knees. Somehow this position always hurts my knees. So I like to put blocks or pillows or something to keep them a little bit safe. So be nice to yourself. Make your spine long. So make it in a position that you can still sit up straight. You're not collapsed or having trouble here because we're going to do something else. Keep your right hand on your right leg. Lift your left arm up. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, fold over to your right leg. I like to put my elbow on the inside of the leg. If you can't reach, you can bend the knee a little bit and have the elbow there, just like in the squat position that we did before, or you can just use your arm. Check in with your left sit bone, just like the other side stretch that we did. Keep it on the floor. As you can see, maybe I always flex my feet here so that my legs stay active. You don't have to do that, but for me, it feels good. Find your breath again, tune into that left lung. Maybe close your eyes. And in this one, it is actually okay to open it a little bit more. So to lean back a little bit and allow it to be slightly a back bend and your ribs to open forward. Slow breaths. Keep checking in with your neck that it's not too intense for it. One more breath here. And then slowly come back up. Ooh, stretch out your sides a little bit. And then we'll go to the other side. If you felt like it was not happy in your, my words are weird today. If you didn't feel happy in your knees, adjust or use a pillow or something. Left hand on the inside of your left leg, right arm comes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend sideways. Maybe use elbow on the inside of the knee. Find that side stretch while still pushing your right hip down. Check in with your neck. Breathe. And if you want, you can lean it back slightly so you're opening into that slight back bend. Breathing into your right lung, your right side body. One more breath. And then slowly come back to center. Move out your sides and bring your legs in. Extend them out and in front. Feet slightly away from each other. If you want to keep it active, you can pull your toes in. I like to always start this pose with slightly bent knees. You don't have to. Reach your arms up. Woo. Inhale. The surfboard is new here. Reach, 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 and then start to fold forward. Grab your legs wherever you end up. Don't make it the farthest point that you can reach. So I like to grab my ankles. And then again, using the breath, inhale, find that length. Chest forward like it's a proud pose, shoulders back. Exhale, fold maybe a little bit more forward. And you can do that with every breath. It doesn't have to be super big, but just the tiniest feeling of extending with the inhale and surrendering with the exhale. Like it's a continuous flow. As the breath moves, the spine also moves. Notice where your thoughts go. Are you distracted with things you have to do? Are you judging yourself for what you're doing or not doing? Bring it back. To the breath, to your body in this moment. One more. And then slowly uncurl the spine, come back up. Take a moment to release whatever felt tight. If you have extra layers, you might want to put them back on, or if you have a little blanket nearby, keep it extra close. And then come lie on your back. I'm going to move this way so you can hear me well. Pull your knees into your chest. Just take a moment here in Apanasana, my favorite Sanskrit name for a pose. Wind relieving pose. So really pull your knees, your legs into your belly, helping to process whatever wind might be stuck. Keep your knees bent, but place your left ankle on top of your right knee. Just a short version of the thread the needle to stretch the hip. So move your left knee away from you, grab your right thigh, just your right thigh, and pull it in. If this feels super easy, you can grab the shin as well if that feels better. But it also helps to slightly Move left to right until you feel that stretch in your left buttock, in the attachment of your butt to your leg bone. Find your breath. Keep your head relaxed and your shoulders relaxed. If you want, close your eyes. Take your inner eye again to that point, or to whatever point needs awareness, attention. Slow, deep breaths. What is your body telling you? Notice I didn't say what are your thoughts telling you or what is your mind telling you, because those can be very, very different things. One more breath here. And then release and switch it up. If you like, shake the legs out for a second. And then bend the left knee, fold the right ankle over the left knee. The right knee moves away from you, and the left knee moves towards you. Grab where you can, what feels right, maybe up behind the hamstring, maybe the shin. Find that stretch in your right glute, leg, hip. If you don't really feel it, you can even use your right elbow to push your knee slightly more away from you. Close your eyes. Tune in. It might feel tricky or difficult right now, but the more you the more you practice this, the easier it will become. The more natural it will become to check in and feel it out, and all the other yoga terms that might sound strange or different. Slow, deep breaths. One more. And then release. Again, shaking out the legs and also the arms. Shake, shake, shake in our favorite dying fly moment. Shake, shake, shake into your hips and your shoulders. And then slowly release the legs down to the floor, your arms down to the floor. Find Shavasana, your relaxation pose. Making sure that you are comfortable. Again, you can place blocks underneath you or pillows or a blanket over you, an eye pillow over your eyes can really help. Once you're settled into the pose that feels good to you, close your eyes. Tuning in one last time. As if you can look on the inside of your body, feeling it out, starting with the toes and the feet. Relaxing the ankles. Moving up through the legs, the calf muscles. The knees soften. Relaxing the thighs. and the hips. I don't know if you can hear it, but here it is raining on my roof window. It sounds like we're all camping together. Extra relaxing. Bring your inner eye to your hands. Relax your fingers, your palms, your wrists. Moving up through the arms and the elbows. Softening any muscles, any tension that might be left over. Up into the shoulders and the chest. I always like to pull my shoulder blades a little bit more underneath me here, so that everything in the upper chest can relax and soften. Check in with your throat, your neck. Relaxing your jaw and your tongue. Moving up through the face, relaxing all those little muscles around your nose, your eyes, your forehead. And moving back to the back of your head, your ears, your scalp. Imagine all the hairs also softening. Until your full body feels soft and surrendered. Like we're slowly melting ourselves into the floor, into the mat. Feeling that support from below. Gravity pushing us upwards almost. The more you surrender, the more you're lifted and supported. Focus on your breath. You don't have to control it anymore. Let it do what it wants to. But use it as an anchor for your thoughts. And even here, on the inhale, you might feel a little bit more lightness and length. And on the exhale, a little bit more softness and relaxation. Where can you let go even more? Allowing whatever is to be. Make your next breath a little bit deeper. Slowly, slowly start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Starting to make it a little bit bigger, moving the wrists and the ankles. And then stretching your arms overhead. Make yourself really long. Inhale, hold the tension. As you exhale, release everything where you are. Just for a moment. Bring one knee in and then the other, and roll onto your right side, supporting your head with your arms. Stay here for a moment. There's no rush. Use your arms. Push yourself to a seat. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Whole spine, arms relaxed. Check in again. Bring your palms together in front of your heart, pushing the sternum up towards the thumbs. We'll close class with one Om. Take a deep inhale. Bow your head to your hands. Inhale deeply. Sigh it out. In gratitude to yourself for taking this time to listen, to tune in. Namaste. When you're ready, slowly lift your head. Blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope this felt good in your body. Take care of yourself, and I hope to see you again soon.